Yo, what's going on guys, Arekkz here and welcome back to another video for Pokemon Sun and Moon. Now, a brand new trailer has just dropped. It's actually gone live on the Japanese Pokemon YouTube channel first. It hasn't gone live on the English one yet, so I imagine we'll see that later on today. But it includes some brand new Pokemon, it includes some new Alola variants, and it also includes a look at the new Villainous team, your kind of Alolan equivalent to Team Rocket. So as always, usual beginning video disclaimer, if you guys want to keep everything fresh for Sun and Moon, then now would be the right time to look away, because we are going to dive into everything. So if you guys do enjoy this, then a like would be super appreciated. Comment down below and let me know your thoughts, but let's get started. So first up, the Villainous team, so to speak, in Pokemon Sun and Moon is called Team Skull. They look pretty cool, actually. They almost have that sort of Japanese school delinquent vibe to them, but they of course have this sort of black and white colour scheme to them. You get to see some noteworthy characters throughout the trailer, so some of the people that we'll no doubt encounter, some of the, I'd imagine they'll be like captains or honchos at like different milestones and whatnot. And then we have a look at what I assume is the leader, or at least one of the higher command people, and that is this dude here. He actually looks pretty cool, especially the fact that now when you're in Pokemon battles, you see your trainer behind, so when he's using this bug Pokemon, for example, he crouches down behind in that sort of very delinquent villain squat position. So it's kind of cool. Didn't really get to see much else besides that, but a few noteworthy characters, a look at the team themselves, and these will of course be the people that we will encounter throughout the game in those usual kind of adversarial situations. So that's the new team. Team Skull are going to be the main enemy, so to speak, in Pokemon Sun and Moon. Now moving over to new Pokemon, these are the brand new ones added in Pokemon Sun and Moon. They only showed 3 during the trailer. We have seen a few more in pictures this week, for example that weird sandcastle Pokemon, but this week they showed Morelol, which is a grass fairy type. I think that's how you pronounce that name. It's this kind of weird looking mushroom thing. I'm not a huge fan of it, to be honest, but once it evolves, assuming it does evolve, then it could be pretty cool. The next one, however, this is a pretty cool idea. This is Wishiwashi. Now it's a single fish and it comes in this sort of solo form. However, during battle, it can also assume this school form, of course like a school of fish, and it forms this bigger Pokemon. Now when we first saw these images, there were questions as to, was it an evolution, or was it actually a different form? And of course now seeing it in the trailer, we do know for a fact that this is not an evolution. It seems that once you get to a certain level, or I assume you learn a certain ability, it can basically form into a school, but then once it takes enough damage, it actually separates again and you go back to being the solo form of the fish. So both of them are Wishiwashi, but you have solo and school form. It's of course water type, because it's a fish and whatnot, but it does look pretty cool, especially in that second form. And finally you have Pyukumuku, who is also a water type Pokemon. It apparently has an ability called Innards Out, where it can take its insides out and become like a fist out its mouth, which is kind of hilarious. Plus it seems to have a move whereby once it's defeated, it deals damage to the opposing Pokemon. So those are the 3 new ones shown during the Japanese trailer. Now moving over to the Alolan variants, there is one super cool one I'm excited to show you guys, but first up you have Alolan Meowth, who is actually dark type now. He looks more like a silver Persian cat instead, looking pretty cool in this sort of weird dancing stance. But moving over to my favourite Alolan variant of all the ones announced so far, Alolan Marowak. I'm a massive fan of Cubone. Now the interesting thing is in the trailer, they show regular Cubone evolving into the Alolan Marowak. Now I don't know whether that's because they haven't revealed Alolan Cubone yet, or maybe it's just because Cubone will appear in its normal form in Pokemon Sun and Moon, and then when you evolve it, it instead evolves into the Alolan form because of course you are in that region. I don't know that just yet, but the point is, Alolan Marowak is fire and ghost type. Looks really cool. Of course, it's got this black tone to it with the white skull and this flaming green baton, which of course represents the ghost side of it, but it does look super, super awesome. And then finally, you have Alolan Raichu, who I believe is electric psychic type. And the funny thing about this one is it's actually surfing on its tail. Again, the same thing with Marowak. You don't see it evolve from an Alolan Pikachu. You see it evolve from a regular Pikachu, but it's got a slightly more orange tint to it, and as mentioned, it's kind of surfing on its tail, hence matching the whole Hawaii island surfing, all that kind of cool stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It was only a shorter trailer this time. It doesn't have quite as much as the last one they dropped, but I imagine there will be an English version of the trailer at some point later on today. As and when it does drop, I will update the description, but for the time being, you can find the Japanese trailer link down below if you want to see it in full. But that is pretty much it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What do you think of the new Pokemon, the Alolan variants, and of course Team Skull. But thank you for watching. Take it easy. Catch you next time. Peace out.